I'm here with Dada Pranavatmakananda. Namaskar and thank you. You've literally interviewed over hundreds of Margiis and workers about their spiritual and Baba experiences. Tell me, what is the best experience that you can remember?
It's about Dada Akyananji, who was a homeopathic doctor running a clinic in Tiljala Ashram. He was a very good homeopath, and for some reason I did not do his reminiscence recording. I thought that what he is telling may be a bit exaggerated, so that was why I was hesitant to do his recording. In the year 2004, May or June, I think, yeah, it was May, I was on tour. When I came back, I heard that Dada Akyananji is very seriously sick. He was having stage 4 cancer, and the doctor had told him that he would survive only around 2 to 3 months maximum. When I heard that, I was really very sad for 2 reasons. One is that a senior Dada is going to leave. Then another thing is that suddenly dawned on me, which I never thought before, that is, I have not done his recording. I never thought seriously about it before. I thought I have not done his recording, and it was, now everything is going to be lost with him. I felt very guilty about it, that such an important man with a lot of close association with Baba, now he is going to die without my recording his reminiscence of Baba. He is a very senior worker. He became Margii in 64. He became worker in 66. He was also central worker when Baba was giving demonstrations in Ranchi. He was Baba's PA number 2 on 2 occasions. So he had a lot of contact with Baba. And now I am going to lose all that. So the magnitude of that loss dawned on me only at that time. Though earlier I was thinking about it, but I never felt bothered about it for some strange reason. And then my mind was so restless because of that. It was my blunder that because of that he is going to go away with all the treasures of Baba that he has got in his mind. As I was so restless, I thought something I should do to salvage whatever I can. So I went to him with a register where I used to note down all the points of recording, all the reminiscence that I would record, because people cannot remember all at one time, and sometimes their thoughts are not organized. So I had to ask a lot of questions and all, make them remember, and when they do it, I note down the points in 1 or 2 lines. Then when everything is over, I set up the camera and the recording equipment and start recording on the basis of that. So I went with that register, and when I went to his room, I saw his condition was really very bad. He was not even able to speak properly. He was lying down. His voice was so feeble. His face indicated that life force is already almost out, and he is on the verge of death. That was what was apparent from his appearance. So I was feeling that in this situation, what is that he can tell? Will he be able to say anything? I was hesitant, because he was not able to even talk properly. His voice was so feeble. I was trying to inquire about his condition. Then he said, no, I'm suffering from severe pain in his stomach, in the liver area. And that is where the cancer started first. And it spread to all the nearby organs and the stomach, spleen and all, and finally even the bone marrow was affected. So he said that I am unable to bear the pain of it. And doctor had told that I will survive for 2-3 months, but I won't die in 2 days because this pain is so unbearable. And I felt very sad. What could I do? I only just, in order to console him, I said, Kanji, just think about Baba and he will grace you. Something very superficially I said. I know that nothing is going to help him in any way. Even the thinking about Baba, I didn't think that is going to alleviate his pain or anything. Then after that I was just preparing to get up, to leave the room. Then some very strong voice from within was telling me, don't give up. If you give up, everything will be gone. That was so forceful. No? It was virtually preventing me from leaving, as if it was forcing me to sit down. Then I was wondering, what is it? It's not something which I am voluntarily thinking. Something is, some external force is forcing me to sit down and then try, not to give up. And then I thought what to do. There's nothing I can get from him. It is very obvious. His energy is almost zero. He's not able to speak. His very feeble voice, and he's suffering from the pain. How can he think about all those things? The old 50 years, 40 years memories, how can he have? So then I was wondering what to do. I started slowly introducing the matter. I told Kanji, I don't feel proper to talk to you about this now, but still I am telling. I have not done your recording of Baba's reminiscences, and I know I am at fault, and I apologize for that. But please, some of the most beautiful experience of Baba, at least for half an hour you say something. I knew that he can't speak for half an hour at all, it was impossible. I thought that whatever I can get, let me try. And of course at the same time I was almost hopeless. I didn't think that anything really useful I'll be able to get from him. So then the moment I said that, I saw some tremendous reaction on his face. And then in that very feeble voice he was telling that I told you several times, do my recording, you are ignoring me. Now I am on my deathbed, and now you are telling me to tell about my reminiscences. I can't even think. My pain is the only thing that dominates my mind now. I can't think, I can't recollect all things. My mind is not going to go and recall all those incidents. So how can I tell you all that? So please don't disturb me now. The time is over, you should have done long way. I told you several times. It is true, he asked me at least 3-4 times why I was not doing the recording. And I told him bluntly 2 times that I don't believe some of the things that you are telling. I have serious doubt about the facts about that. So I don't feel like recording it. That was very arrogant of me to say that. I should not have done that. And then he used to get angry with me at that time. So then at the time he reminded me, I told you several times and you were ignoring me. I said, I am at fault, I apologize, please. After half an hour, what you can remember, the most beautiful experience of Baba, please tell. And then he said, I am not able to even talk to you. When talking to you is a drain of energy, and I am so weak. And so you please don't disturb me anymore. Then I was requesting, please, like that, pleading again and again. Then he said, do you have any sympathy for me, seeing my condition? I said, definitely. Then can you do one thing if I say? I said, definitely I will do, please tell me. Please leave this room. And don't come to my room until you hear that I am dead. That is something even I cannot even accept. And I knew I am so cruel. I have been so rude and cruel with him. That's why that is forcing him to speak like that. After that, how is it possible for anybody to continue to persuade him to speak something? And even after all the persuasion, I know nothing is going to come out because of his physical and mental condition. So, I know it's a futile attempt. There's no need of not torturing him like that. So when he said that, I thought, no, let me withdraw. Let me allow him to die in peace. So I folded the register and I was about to get up. Again that same thought, same voice from within. Don't give up. If you give up, everything will be gone. See, here I want to tell you one thing. What I was thinking when I was planning to get up, and this thought, don't give up, if you give up, everything will be gone. They are two separate things. It's not that it is an extension of my earlier thought that somehow I should make him say something. They are totally opposite. No, I want to get. Yeah, somebody is telling, I didn't want to torture him. And here somebody is telling, no, don't give up. If you give up, everything will be gone. So I didn't want to stay there because I know I am torturing him. I didn't want to torture him anymore because he is suffering like anything. And I want to leave him in peace. But the voice from within was forcing me to do something which I didn't want to do. And then again, it was so forceful that I had to sit and again try to convince him. Then only thing I kept on doing was apologizing. Please, sorry, I am at fault. Like that I was blaming myself. And then another thing I did was reducing the time. Half an hour, 25 minutes, 20 minutes. Slowly I was trying to reduce and then trying to convince him. And he was only telling one thing, please don't trouble me, I'm suffering like anything, don't bother me anymore. Leave me in peace. I know a man in that situation, so much pain, almost hopeless, death is just before him. And what is the state of mind I can very well imagine. And at the time, to ask a person to think about those most sacred memories of your life, which had happened several decades ago, it is so unnatural actually. And I knew nothing is going to come out of that. So, in the course of my persuasion, every time I tried, at least another 3-4 times I attempted to get up. And the same thing happened. Don't give up, if you give up, everything will be gone. And then I was in a dilemma what to do. That voice was so forceful, and I felt that some other external force is telling me, because it's not my voice. It's not I who was thinking like that. Somebody else is telling me, don't give up. And then, I kept on reducing the time from half an hour, 25 minutes, 20 minutes, 15 minutes. Every time, to at least make him agree, I kept up to 5 minutes at the end. Finally, I said, 5 minutes only, speak something most beautiful of your experience for 5 minutes. Then also he was telling, no, please go. He was not agreeing to it even. At one stage when I was not letting him go, he was so annoyed that if I had the energy, he was actually speaking the last drop of the energy actually. That if I had the energy, I would have beaten him with my staff and thrown him out of my room. And it was actually, anybody would have done that. What I was doing was so cruel. Anybody would have done that. And I would have never blamed him for that. But what to do? I am helpless. That force is telling me, don't give up. And I didn't know that whether this voice within has any purpose, which I later on understood, of course. At the time I didn't know why I am being prevented from getting up. So, after half an hour almost, when he saw that I am not going to give up, he said, okay, I'll speak for 5 minutes. He agreed. Then I said, okay. And all the while I was thinking that he will tell the most important experience of Baba. Then he said, please help me to sit. And I lifted him. He couldn't even do that. And he put some pillows behind and he was reclining on the wall. Then he asked, okay, now tell me what you want to know. Actually, that was not what I was expecting also, because I tell the most beautiful experience of my life. And most surprising was when he asked that, my reply was still more surprising. I said, how did you come in Anand Marga? That is a thing which I ask if I do detailed recording of people. All that is the almost the first question I ask, how did you come, whether you had any spiritual background, this, that, like that. No, who is your Acharya, where did you get initiated, all these kind of backgrounds I try to probe first. So that is the thing, it was like a blurting out without my even being conscious about it. When it happened, then I said, oh, what a blunder I have done. By the time he finishes how he came in Anand Marga, that 5 minutes will be over. And then he will say, oh, I don't disturb me anymore, I have spoken for 5 minutes. Then what will I do? I should have told him, tell me the most beautiful experience of yours. That's what I was thinking all along. All these 3 hours, this half an hour, 30 minutes, I was thinking about that only. But when the actual time came and he asked me, tell me what you want to know, this is what I blurted out. So I felt so foolish, and but by the time he was already talking, and he was narrating some very touching experience of his before he came in contact with Anand Marga. And it was some miraculous event, and he started crying, speaking about that. Then he paused for a while and again continued. So 5 minutes, 10 minutes, as the time passed, I thought any time he will stop. Now he will stop, now he will stop. I was praying, come on, continue a little more. I was at every moment I was praying.
You're not recording this?
No, I'm not recording. I didn't carry my camera, I didn't carry any of my equipments, audio or video. I was only noting down in my register because I never thought I'll be able to record. And first and secondly, I didn't know what was his position. When I went to him, I never expected that there will be any situation where I can do the recording. I thought the maximum I can get is he will tell something very feebly, I'll note down in my own voice, I'll do the recording. That is what I had planned for at that time. Because I was already briefed that his condition is very bad, he's serious, he can't speak, this, that and all. So I knew there is nothing much. Even that 5 minutes, 10 minutes also, I didn't know that, I didn't think that he would be able to say anything. It was just a futile attempt, actually. Then he kept on speaking. Half an hour, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, half an hour. And I was wondering also, what is it? He's continuing, he's not stopping. And slowly, by the time it was half an hour or so, the strength in the voice was building up. And that was a bit surprising thing for me. And also I noticed that the facial expression of his was changing. I saw there was greater energy in his face. The person on whom the death was very visible when I came into the room half an hour before. Now when he started speaking slowly, I say about 1 hour before, when he started speaking, the facial expression started changing. There was more energy in his voice, there was more life force on his face. So all these kind of things, I felt that some change is taking place in him. And then it went on half an hour, 45 minutes, 1 hour. It's going non-stop. It went on for 1.5 hours, and 2 hours, 2.5 hours, 3 hours. It was, by that time, he had, his voice was so normal, there was so much strength in his voice. His face also reflected that very clearly. It didn't show that he was a sick man. There was so much of change, life force on his face. So all these things were very surprising to me, no doubt. But again, though I have seen a lot of miracles and all in my life, I thought this is a temporary phenomenon. I never thought some permanent miracle is happening. I thought, okay, somebody talks about Baba, one definitely will feel good about it and all. So then, what happened? After 3 hours non-stop, I had to go to a lawyer to take care of one Dada's, some legal problem. And then I told him, see, Akyananji, I told you only 5 minutes in the beginning. Now you have been speaking non-stop for 3 hours. You must be tired, so let us stop here. We will again continue tomorrow. And that is the time he was first aware that he has been speaking so long. He had even forgotten the whole thing. He was so deeply immersed in what he was speaking. And he forgot time, and then he suddenly remembered, oh, did I speak for 3 hours? I said, yes, I came at 5 o'clock, 5:30 we started, now it is 8:30. And so let us stop here, we will again sit tomorrow. Then he suddenly remembered, that is the time first he remembered that pain in his stomach has disappeared. He said, oh, my pain is gone. All these 3 hours he was not even conscious about it. And then he said, my pain is gone. He started pressing and all, nothing. Then he said, see, I have been living with this pain for the last 3-4 months ever since the cancer got diagnosed. Or even before that, I was suffering from this pain. And I said, doctor, I know this is the symptom of cancer, but now that pain is gone. Then I thought actually it is because of talking about Baba and in a devotional flow, he must have felt a little bit of spiritual happiness, spiritual enjoyment. And that is what is making him feeling relieved of the pain and all. That is what I was analyzing. And then what happened? He said, it's a miracle. For the last 3-4 months I have been constantly suffering this. And now suddenly for no reason it has disappeared. He said, no, you don't go now. He asked me to stay. Another half an hour went on. Then I said, I had to go and meet a lawyer, and it was an important appointment with him. The next day some hearing was going to come up. So then at that time I told him, see, actually I am going there for such and such purpose, and tomorrow there is a hearing and I have to meet him for that. Then when he heard about the purpose, he said, okay, now you go there. But I tell you, some miracle has happened. I feel so good, I don't feel that I am sick. And I never felt last 3-4 months, I never felt like this. I am so healthy. So much energy I feel. And what he was telling was true, because that was very clear from his face. And then I went to the lawyer. Actually, at that time also I never thought it was going to be a permanent thing. I thought it's only a temporary thing, and again after some time you will get the pain. And he started telling, see, I'm a doctor, I know this pain is the symptom of cancer, and now the pain is gone means cancer also is gone, and I'm feeling so healthy. So then I didn't pay much credence to it. I thought it's only temporary. Then I went to the lawyer, came back very late. The next morning after Panjana I was in my room, and then one assistant Dada who was taking care of him, he came. He said, Dada is calling you with your register. That was a bit surprising for me. And then I rushed to his room. I asked, how are you, Akyananji? He was smiling. And he said, I'm all right. I didn't have pain after that. I'm completely all right. I had a good sleep, no symptom of any sickness of any kind. So I'm completely all right. It's a miracle. What has happened yesterday is a miracle. Then he said, I will not let you go. Come on, stay. Another 1 hour, he started narrating. Even then I was only noting down. So he said, every day you come, until my stock is exhausted, I will tell you all those things you note down, then you can sit and record also. So it went on for almost a week, then noting down every day. But every day, when I went to his room, first question I would ask is, how are you? And the reply is, I am very good. I thought that cancer may sneak in through some way or other, but it never came. And then 1 week over, I stopped recording. But I stopped noting down. I didn't do his recording for, I think, another 2-3 years. But I was watching what is happening. Then a few times I used to go in between and ask how his condition. He was telling, I am free from cancer, no pain, nothing. Absolutely as if that that is a different thing. That is not with that what happened in that 3-4 months of the cancer. That's from a different personality, not Akhananji. There's a different person. It was like that kind of feeling it was giving. So then I understood, some miracle has happened. But how long it's going to be like that, I didn't know. And he was telling everybody, no, I am completely free from cancer. He had already 3 or 4 cycles of chemo by that time. He said, no, I am not going to take any more chemo, I don't need it. But then some Dadas pressurized him, no, it's a very deadly disease. So let us be on the safe side. So better you take the remaining chemo also. So under pressure he did it, or he didn't feel like taking. And after that, then his biopsy was taken and sent for analysis to Mumbai, the Tata Cancer Research Institute, the most famous in India. So from there report came, he is cancer free. And for 14 years he survived like that. He used to work very hard up to some 1 o'clock in the morning. He used to be seeing patients. Because a lot of the patients whom he was seeing were laborers, poor people. They used to work whole day at night, come back late, take bath and take food and all, then he used to come to him. So even at late 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock he used to see patients. I told him several times, Akhananji, don't work so hard. You have recovered from a very deadly disease. You have to give some rest to your body. And every time you say, my Baba has given me an extended life. And it was Baba who used to always tell us, काम करते करते मरो, मरते मरते भी करो. Mane, work while you die, and while dying also you do work. That is the message he used to tell us often. So I will live like that only. And then nothing I said could persuade him to change. And he survived for 14 years like that. He was sick a few times. People thought that maybe the cancer has come back, but nothing, it never came. So in 2018, he had some gastric problem. He was checking the patients in one of his clinic. He felt a little bit of gastric problem. So seeing his uneasiness, the patients told, Dadaji, you please go now. I think you are not feeling well. He didn't anyway agree. He said, I'll finish all the patients and then I'll go. Then he came back, and he came very late to his room and then cooked food, and then after taking food he went to take rest. Next morning his condition was a little bit more serious. His gastric problem was serious. Then he wanted to go to the hospital, the Ruby hospital, where he initially got admitted for this cancer diagnosis and also the chemotherapy and all. So he wanted to go there. He asked the driver to get the vehicle ready. And then there was nobody with him, he was alone and the driver. And then he went to the hospital, and by the time he arrived there, it's only how many? Less than 2 kilometers, 5-6 minutes. By the time he arrived there, he was gone. So 14 years he survived, and after getting completely cured of cancer. One of the greatest miracle of my life, I can say, which I have witnessed.
Another story I will tell you. Dadaji was SGPO. He was mostly in Copenhagen. Baba, during reporting, Baba said, see, he takes alcohol. Baba said, Dadaji takes alcohol. Dadaji was shocked. Where did they take alcohol? No, you are taking alcohol. No, punish him. Why he took alcohol? Of course, then he was very extra cautious that he should not take anything which may even indirectly contain alcohol. Next time again Baba caught him. Why did he again take alcohol? This time, no Baba, this time I was extra careful. I never took anything containing alcohol. When you went for that meeting, a particular day, when you went there, what happened? Baba, I did not take any food there. But no, but still you took alcohol. How come I didn't take anything? Yeah, after the lecture was over, what did you think? You felt very proud of yourself. That you could give very good lecture. That Baba said, what is said in the Shastra? Abhimanam Surapanam Gauram. When you feel proud, that is like alcohol.
Abhimanam Surapanam.
Abhimanam Surapanam.
Garvam.
See, that is your alcohol.
Tishtha Shukri Vishtha.
Make sure it's
Understand?
Metaphorically, he took Metaphorically, he took
Got drunk on
That is
Oh
what
God,
one
read his
kind of
name.
guru
What
Baba was.
amazing. Baba is like
drunk with pride.
so cool. He's so
Baba was going to Banaras. On the way, he was going from Gaya. On the way, there is a station called Babua Road. The train stopped there. It was not moving. The signal is being given, it was not moving. Some 15-20 minutes, the train didn't move. Then one old Margii coming running with something in his hand. It was a pot with milk for Baba. Yogurt for Baba. And the Margii brought, and they were crying. He was thinking that Baba's train would have gone. So the Baba's train waited until he handed over the yogurt. The train did not move. There were so many such trains stopping.
I was just going to say, there's many of those with Baba.
Huh?
There's many train stopping stories.
Many. Baba was going to Gajipur, DMC, from Jamalpur. 2 stations from Jamalpur. There is one station, a small station called Karja. One Naval Kishore, then one Vishwanathji, Acharya, they were all there. One Naval Kishore was the attending secretary. Then Baba, the stoppage there in that small station hardly 1 or 2 minutes. But the train did move. The signal was being given, and this God was showing the green flag. But train was not moving. So Baba was, Margiis were enjoying because they were able to see Baba more for a longer time. Then Baba was looking through the window somewhere, far off somewhere. Then they saw one woman is coming, running. And as she came closer to the train, Baba got her, she has come. Baba got down. She came and fell at Baba's feet, started crying. Then some Margiis wanted to ask her not to touch Baba. Baba said, no, please. Then after a few minutes, Baba said, no, her name is Durga. Durga, please get up. No, I have to go. Please get up. No, what she did, she had brought some flower. In India, people wear sari. The end portion of the sari is called anchal. So they generally, sometimes they also use it for packing things.
Food, yeah.
It's also like a what you call carry bag.
Yeah, they carry things.
Like a carry bag.
Yeah.
Many things. They can use it for either when carrying the children or carrying some vegetable and something like that. So she opened that anchal and there was some crumpled flower. She offered it at Baba's feet. Then she said, Baba, I don't want anything except you. I will not ask you anything. I only want you. Please take me in your shelter. Like that she was crying. Baba was consoling her. Durga, don't worry. I am with you. I am all with you. Then Baba said, no, let me go. A lot of people are waiting on the way. Please let me go now. So she continued weeping. Then Baba went inside the compartment. She went to that window sill and holding that she was crying. Baba blessed her. Then his train started moving. Margii, Baba was only looking at her. Margii were traveling with Baba. They didn't understand what is the speciality of this woman. That Baba stopped, delayed the train so much, and she was crying. And what is the something is there behind this? What is it? They didn't understand. After some time, Baba said, her name is Durga. She is from a nearby village. She lost her husband some 3 years back. And after that, she was very devoted to me, and also she had a small son around 5-6 years. So we were the only two attachments for her in her life. One her son, another is me. And this morning, 2 days back, the son became sick, and the son passed away this morning. And the body is lying at home. She came to see me, and she was not crying because of the death of her son. She was crying because she thought that maybe she will miss me. The train would go before she came. So when she saw the train is still waiting, emotionally she cried. And so she's a great devotee. She does a lot of sadhana every day. She does long sadhana. Then this Naval Kishore who was with Baba. Then, Baba, how the providence is so cruel. Her husband died. She's also not. She's very poor woman. Her husband died. Now her only possession was her son. The providence has taken away the son also. So how cruel it is. Baba became a bit serious. Behind everything there is some benevolent intention. But to understand that, your ordinary mind cannot understand the benevolence behind all the happenings. This woman, she doesn't have a long life. She does sadhana so much, and she is not going to survive long. And I want that after this she should not have any more life, rebirth. She will become one with me. But if the son is with her, the last thought will be, oh, what will happen to my son? She will have a distraction. So I wanted that she should be without any distraction. When she leaves the body, I should be the only person in her mind, nothing else, not even her son or anything else. So what has happened is a blessing for her. And after she passes away, she will not have rebirth. So this is the benevolence behind, there is a benevolence behind what has happened. And a few days later, news came that she was doing sadhana in the morning, did Guru Puja and did not get up.
Right.
Baba said she is having this Radha Bhav. She is a Radha Bhav devotee. There are so many such. Baba sees what is the feeling in the mind. All the other things are all so superficial. I am also looking for her.